Andrei Vasilevskiy, last year's #1 goalie right now, then went on to have back surgery late September 2023, just 2 weeks prior to the season. Then he came back in about 2 months, debuting November 24th. He won 30 games after returning, 7th consecutive season that he's done that. His frame is remarkable. His game is remarkable. 6'4", 220. Look at all those achievements. And when he received that Conn Smythe, he pointed at the boys because they appreciate him as much as he appreciates them. Schneid's, what about goalies have to deal with injuries the way Vasi dealt with his back issue this past season?
Yeah, I think it almost gets underreported, and it's almost not that he was forgotten this past season, but with the injury and him getting back up to speed. I mean, a back surgery is a huge deal for a goalie. You rely on your core and your spine and your back so much, especially the way he plays. The fact that he came back and won 30 games, got his team in the playoffs again, it's remarkable. So I don't want us to overlook Andrei Vasilevskiy, and I'm not saying the third-ranked goalie is disrespectful, but it feels a little bit that way. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer now, I think, in my book. If he were to retire tomorrow, he'd probably get in, and I think, you know, when I think of Vasi, I think of winner. He just wins. And if you had to pick a guy right now to win one game for you, it might be him. You know, there's a lot of other great goalies, but I think guys with his background and pedigree and what he's shown, he just wins games. So again, 3 is appropriate based off of last season, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised with the full off season being healthy coming into this year. He's going to have another monster season, and they're going to need it because Tampa keeps peeling guys off the roster. They got to find a way to stay competitive, and it's going to be through him.
We are in the winning business, and that guy has won a whole lot. One of our favorite stats, closeout games, ruthless in the playoffs over the years as the Bolts have been so good. And we remember him coming in the 2015 Cup final. He filled in one game, started another. Kevin Weeks asked him, you know, how are you doing this? And he was just nonplussed. He was like, you know, it's hockey. I can do this. And he's been doing it for a while. Vasi, the idea that a guy comes back from that kind of injury and then plays as well as he did, what does that impact you?
I mean, the guy's just great. Like, I mean, I look at it. You get the back surgery in September. Now, that's a serious injury. And I think they didn't force him. He forced himself to get better quicker than he was. He's the one goalie on this list I don't look at the stats at because I think he came back early just to save Tampa. And he wasn't ready to come back. He could have used another almost month to heal and practice before he came back. So he comes back early and he works his way into still winning 30 games for that team. Like I've coached against him for a long time, and to the point where I remember when John Cooper told me, he says, yeah, we got this young kid playing in Syracuse right now. He's going to be our #1 guy. And I always thought, who is this guy? And he told me it was this guy, Vasilevskiy. And ever since then, I've been watching him. He's just outstanding. You win cups with this guy. And I think, just like Corey said, with the summer to get ready, and we saw him teaching kids the other day, and he looks in fabulous shape. I think he's going to have a monster year, and I think Tampa's going to surprise a lot of guys because he's going to come back to form and be outstanding.